What's going on, everybody? C4, welcome back to the channel, and today we're following up a video we dropped a couple days ago on the channel where I highlight to you guys through the Madden 22 database 10 rookies that you need to go out and get in your Madden 22 franchise, or maybe think to overdraft them potentially in your fantasy drafts. Now, I wanted to follow it up here. Today's video is going to be the top 10 players on the offensive side of the ball that you should go out and target in your franchise modes. They're not going to be rookies. And I will follow up this video in a day or so's time with the top 10 defensive players you should go out and get in your franchise mode. So without further ado, getting right to the point, if you're enjoying these breakdowns, if you're enjoying these previews for Madden 22, please hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time stopping by, because Madden 22 season here on the C4 YouTube channel, we're going in. We're going all in. So at number 10, we're going to take a look here at Paris Campbell, wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts. Guy who just can't stay healthy, kind of developing into a little bit of a what if, because he just has been unable to stay on the field. But because in reality, we just saw someone like Curtis Samuel have a pretty good year with the Carolina Panthers, get big-time money from Washington football team. Like, Paris Campbell was that kind of guy as well at Ohio State, and we've yet to see that emergence here. And one thing that I'm going to do with this video, much like the rookies, because in the rookies video, I could have just been cheesy and showed you guys all the overpowered rookies that are going to be very, very difficult, borderline near impossible to trade for, like the Micah Parsons, the Jalen Waddle stuff. I try to make guys that are attainable. That's also the case in point in this video. Paris Campbell is the wide receiver 4 on the Indianapolis Colts depth chart, behind T.Y. Hilton, Zach Pascal, and the dude from USC. I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head, but he's wide receiver 4 on their squad right now. And as you can see there, with 94 speed, 93 acceleration, 91 agility, 83 catching, and 89 jumping, you're getting a guy that's pretty much S-tier athlete with 83 catching. Good size to him too, 6 feet plus, like 210, 220. There is an opportunity to also maybe get potentially weird with his position. I know for end arounds, his ball carrier vision is pretty solid, to be completely honest with you. 90 change of direction. You got 83 ball carrier vision. The spin, the juke is on point. So he's just a very versatile weapon that you guys can utilize in your offenses. It shouldn't be too tough to poach away from the Indianapolis Colts. Number 9 on the list, and I kind of, at this point, we're starting to get our way in here. It's heavy on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of sleeper running backs, quarterbacks, tight ends in this year's game. So this list definitely kind of heavily skews towards the wide receivers. And we're taking a look at Antonio Callaway. Once upon a time, I thought this guy was going to be the next big thing while he's at Florida. Just an idiot. Absolute idiot off the field. But 69 overall, buried on the depth chart for the Kansas City Chiefs. So again, very easy and attainable player. And if you're just looking for a guy that can 100% just offer you deep threat ability, maybe a little special teams ability, Callaway is your guy. 92 speed, 93 acceleration, 79 catching, which is solid, 87 agility, 77 deep route running. That's like the highest deep route running for any wide receiver under a 70. Or if not, it's like top 3. So he is one of the best sub 70 overall, buried on depth chart, deep route running wide receivers. And that's something that everyone wants in their offense. He has the speed and the solid catching 79. You get him probably through half a season worth of training. He's going to have 81 catching, somewhere in that territory. Has some pretty good animations, and Callaway is a great deep threat. Coming in at number 9 on our list. Number 8 on our list, going to the Philadelphia Eagles, we're going to take a look at Quez Watkins. I am, in real life, anytime I see this guy make a play during training camp, I'm a Quez Watkins stan. Very excited when we drafted him last year. You saw just very limited playing time, which is unfortunate. Like, elite athletic ability. I think he potentially could be a sleeper on the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think in Madden, absolute sleeper. Got to find a way, personally for me, to get him involved in some sort of series at some point during Madden 22. 66 overall, attainable. I think he's wide receiver 5 on the Philadelphia Eagles depth chart. 94 speed, 90 acceleration, 80 catching, 78 catch in traffic, 78 spectacular catch. These are outstanding numbers for a guy that's just 1 point above a 65 overall. And the fact, I think he's 6'1", so you got some good length, height, weight, speed guy with legitimate catching. Number 7 on our list, we're going to the only tight end that I have included, and that is depth. Right now, just best from behind Noah Fant. I think he might even be tight end 3 on Denver, and that's Albert Ogbunam, formerly of Missouri. And he just absolutely destroyed the combine a couple years ago when he was there. 88 speed, he's 6'6", with 88 speed, 91 acceleration, 77 catching, 79 spectacular catch, and 80 catch in traffic. I mean, a lot of times you could probably find these guys. There's some that are kind of in this build of the big wide receiver that made that transition to tight end, and you can see it. They have great speed, pretty good catching, liability at blocking, but no one kind of matches and ticks the thresholds that you get with Albert O here. So if you are hurting for a tight end, can't find them in the draft, because generally speaking, if these draft classes from the generators and stuff like that kind of stay consistent from 21 to 22, tight end was a kind of tough position. Few and far between was there a valuable tight end worth drafting. So a guy like Alberto could be worth getting early and just trying to develop him long term. Number 6 on the list, we're going to a guy that's kind of trying to reestablish himself at this point. Kind of a little bit of a bust. Second round pick, I think he was, for the 49ers. Now he's on this next team here with the New York Giants. But that's Dante Pettis. 73 overall, and the athletic ability was never in doubt, man. He was a very dangerous return man at Washington. It was more so the receiving side of things, like the route running. That's kind of what you got to work with. But for the fact of just, hey, run straight, I'm going to throw it up to you and come down with it. Pretty nice playmaker here. You got 91 speed, 92 acceleration, 83 catching, 94 agility, 92 jumping. So while the route running might not be crisp, might not be clean, he can catch the ball. You don't have to worry about a lot of drops. He can beat a lot of press man coverage. And if you get the ball into his hands, you manufacture touch him. Give him end arounds and just little runs and little gadget plays. He's very, very dangerous with the ball in your hands. And you're getting a little bit of a return man here for a guy that is currently buried on the New York Giants depth chart. Number 5 on the list, a guy that, even though he didn't say nice things about my favorite Philadelphia Eagles team, I was a big fan of him during the draft process, and that is formerly out of Baylor, Denzel Mims, entering his second year here for the New York Jets, currently the 6th wide receiver on the Jets depth chart, so therefore a little bit easier to try to pry away from the organization. So you're getting a guy that's well over 6 feet tall, so you get legit height. It's not like you're trying to get a guy that's a slot wide receiver, just put him on the outside because he's fast. But so you got a legit outside wide receiver build, 92 speed, 91 acceleration, 93 jumping, 82 catching, 83 catch in traffic, also has 86 spectacular catch. So more so because this guy is so primed and ready. He's young, so you have a lot of upside. He's buried on a depth chart, makes him just that much more desirable and easy to trade for in your franchise modes. On to another second-year player at number 4, and that's Devin Duvernay of the Baltimore Ravens. He was one of my favorite rookie wide receivers last year that didn't get nearly enough hype in franchise mode, and he's still really good this year. 71, getting down there. I think he's wide receiver 4, I believe, on Baltimore's depth chart, especially with Bateman coming in, the rookie with a 72. Kind of pushes Duvernay down a little bit. You get 93 speed, 91 acceleration, 84 catching, 85 ball carrier vision, and 82 catch in traffic. So not only are you getting a guy that can win on the outside, offer some special teams ability, but much like, say, Dante Pettis that we just talked about, and there's another wide receiver we'll get to on this list, just a really valuable, versatile weapon that you can have, and you get creative, you can get gadget plays. So if you are looking for a value guy that you can absolutely stick in the slot and thrive right away, try Devin Duvernay of the Baltimore Ravens. Coming in number 3 on our list, it is Isaiah McKenzie, wide receiver here for the Buffalo Bills. 74 overall, currently wide receiver 5 on the Buffalo Bills depth chart. So buried there, should be attainable, and for he's probably going to be the cheesiest slot wide receiver you can make a trade for. 92 speed, 93 acceleration, 85 catching, 94 agility, 90 juke move. This guy is a human joystick, and this could be anecdotal evidence, but agility obviously does a lot, right? I tend to think that when a player, like the most common attribute, because I do a lot of cupcake series, anytime we do relocation franchises, really tough rebuilds, pink slips, stuff like that, we go with low. I'm constantly playing with really, really low level, not really low, 74 is not super low, but like I'm not playing with a traditional team where a 74 guy is not going to get a lot of playing time. These are odd times my best player, and for whatever reason, when a guy just has a higher agility rating than most, like if we're well up into the 90s for agility, tend to kind of feel like those players' overalls are a lot better than what they should be. And someone like Isaiah McKenzie, definitely just for a slot, for a guy that should be attainable from the Buffalo Bills for not a whole lot of compensation, he's going to be really, really dangerous in Madden 22 if you're looking for a sleeper slot wide receiver. Number 2 on the list, if you know me, maybe won't be too surprised, but the fact that he's running back 2, and the best running back 2, in my opinion, to go out and trade for in your franchise modes is Tony P. Tony Pollard from the Dallas Cowboys, 77 overall. I think he may be in a contract year, so he could be one of those guys that is commonly put on the trade block when you start your franchises in Madden 22 anyways. That could be wrong. I didn't double check that, but either way, for an RB2, Tony P's the guy, man. He's been my favorite sleeper running back the last couple Maddens. His stats still remain tried, tested, and true. We got 93 speed, 94 acceleration, 86 carry, 80 break tackle, 81 ball carrier vision. You're getting a guy that's pretty close to 70 plus catching, which is really good. Dynamic playmaker. 85 jumping, which is good. You have the 84 change of direction, the 86 juke move. Get Tony P. If you need a running back, you don't want to draft one, Tony P's your guy in Madden 22. He was your guy in Madden 21. He was debatably your guy in Madden 20, but he's absolutely your guy in Madden 22. And the number 1 player you should trade for in your franchise mode, he's kind of becoming a little bit of a known commodity. Big help to Brady in the Super Bowl run, but that's Scotty Miller, wide receiver 4 on the Baltimore Ravens depth chart, 76 overall. So it doesn't look super overpowered, but if you know anything about Scotty Miller, you know he's fast. 94 speed, 93 acceleration. Also, he's coming in with 92 change of direction, especially if you're putting him in the slot, 86 catching, and then you got 79 deeper running. He is literally one of the most complete wide receivers under an 80 overall. I think he's the most complete wide receiver under an 80 overall. He's only a 76, and because he is buried on the depth chart there in Tampa Bay, you know, you probably could, like, I would start the 4th round pick. Throw a 4th round pick their way. Might be borderline abusing the trade system. Who knows? Maybe they would adjust a little bit, but still, wide receiver 4. He's buried on that depth chart. He might be a common top player like Tony Pollard that is on the trade block when you start your franchise modes from the Bucs. Get Scotty Miller, man. He is a deadly good wide receiver. Can do pretty much everything you need. If you need a slot, play him in the slot. If you need a guy on the outside, sure, he's not height, weight, speed fast, but he's just straight up fast, has good deep running to break away from DBs and safeties. Scotty Miller, in my opinion, is the number 1 player you should try to trade for in your Madden 22 franchise mode. So that does it for me today, guys. If I missed anyone in particular that you thought for sure I'd hit on this list, if you've been scouring through the Madden 22 ratings database, let me know in the comment section below. And then again, anytime if there's enough meat on the bone, I could revisit this and highlight a couple more guys you need to look for in your franchise modes. But if you did learn something in today's video, always make sure you hit that subscribe button if it's your first time stopping by. Slowly trying to work our way up to 150,000 subs. Like button, it's all I ask for. It's free, costs nothing, helps my video, helps my channel immensely. And I'll see you guys back in the next one. Thanks for watching, and peace out.